So today we're going to be talking about the Commensal Fall, the last song of the album. We're filming this about 3,000 years after the last one.
Yeah, it's been a year since we filmed the last one because towards the core. I think we're a bit definitely older, maybe wiser.
I don't know about that, but this is a different studio.
That's a different place. You changed
that's
studios.
True. All right, so tell us a little bit about the Commensal Fall. What would you tell John or Sydney or...
Hey, Mom. I mean, it's the last song on the album, and as we've kept repeating, the tempo keeps building up throughout the entire album, so obviously this one's a bit of a faster one.
184 BPM
Starting
at the
at
start.
184 and ending at 2 billion.
C'est les mêmes notes, mais je crois que le tempo accélère entre temps.
193 au lieu de 182. Encore plus vite.
Eh oui, on arrive à 260 à la fin.
Ah super.
Ah oui.
Ça va être beau ça.
Oui.
I think it's probably the heaviest song on the album.
Yes.
The main idea behind it was for it to be pretty relentless and to never let go, to keep building up in intensity, starting at 100 and ending at 110%.
Okay, cool.
Very riffy overall, very dense. I mean,
Very
that's
dense.
probably the difference with like songs like Magnets, whereas there's a very big focus in Magnets on the main metal instrumentation,
Yes.
guitars, bass, and drums. In this song, there's
Riff
a lot
down.
going on in terms of vocals and effects layers and samples and white noise, so it's very dense the entire way through.
So, we're going to go through some parts.
Yeah, let's start with
What's strt?
the beginning, which is this absolutely stupid, nonsensical chugging riff that's like pounding for 30 seconds.
It just sounds like crumb,
Yeah.
and then you listen to it and it's a different note every hit.
Yeah,
Why?
there's no repeating pattern in here whatsoever. No.
Ready? Yes.
I remember the demo for this song was the most confusing one.
There's a very
Guitar
Guitar Pro sounding effects layers, and then you have this weird, very weird bridge that used to be very circus-like sounding.
Yeah, because of this.
Yeah, it used to be less riff-oriented, and there used to be, when I wrote it first, there used to be a kind of a choir thing, like vocals on there. And I scrapped it eventually, but the idea was for it to be a bit like circusy sounding. Because I felt that it was too much of a weird left turn to have something not as metal already so early in the song after this very big
20 seconds or
riff.
15 seconds of bam, 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 bam,
And I think this guitar riff is pretty banging as well, so I think it's good that it's forefront.
I just want to check what's in the percussion. I don't remember if I think he's playing accents that are on the drums, but I'm not entirely sure. It could also just be Pablo having fun.
Yeah. Sounds like he's having fun.
Sounds like he's having fun. You were saying the riff here. But tell us about this riff, because that sounds fun.
I love those kind of riffs where you just like slide your way around the neck by playing on several strings that like alternatively, just like random, creates a lot of dynamics. I think like switching from higher notes to lower notes, both by sliding down the neck and using different strings.
And those percussions being so cool.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with Pablo overall doing this song.
Yeah.
Percussions together,
I remember
just
that, yeah.
smashing stuff. It's basically the same pattern as the first riff, but like played like first with triplets and then tremolo playing like
Okay, yeah, that's it, because
the same notes.
when you hear it, I think as a total thing, it still sounds like chuggy chug 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 six. And also harmonized guitars, which was not the case before.
Needless to say, this song was an absolute bitch to learn by heart for the studio session.
How did you write this? Like, did you just... I imagine this is like one of those things where you write entirely in Guitar Pro.
Yeah, like most of
you,
the stuff.
you don't play this, you just write it out.
Yeah.
And like, okay, I'll explore the notes and this sounds cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like I knew the intention was to have this like pounding chords one after the other, not really following a single scale or like just being dissonant. And so every note was just a continuation of the note that was before, and it was just like train of thought basically.
Did you have an idea of the like theme that it was supposed to go through, or are you just write out, listen back, write out, listen back?
No, I knew I wanted those kind of movements, like going up and down in pitch, and those breaks here and there.
Right. If I remember, I might be wrong, but if I remember correctly, you wanted me to play, to actually follow what the guitars were doing and play triplets here. Tremolo here and triplets here. And I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. We're doing singles and we're going doing doubles here.
Yeah.
And that's all you're gonna
there's
get.
no point going that fast on the bass.
I wouldn't be able to anyway. But yeah, like at that point you just get scratch.
Yeah,
You don't get
yeah.
much note.
Yeah. And the atonal effects on this part are, I think, a tad crazier than the first version of the riff as well.
I see. Okay. Also with the swirling
Yeah,
going
to add
on
more
there.
movement.
So yeah, so this gets us to this first kind of little break.
Which is based on the main verse riff.
Okay.
So you have those very fast hammer-on triplet.
Oh,
thing.
in the break here.
Yeah.
So this, basically.
Et elle commence au centre, et elle arrive sur le côté, et dès qu'elle arrive sur le côté, tout rentre en stéréo quoi.
Ah ouais, ok.
Donc j'imagine que l'effet de panne doit être sur la piste stéréo. Et tu dois juste la centrer au début du riff quoi.
Ouais. Ou alors je joue avec une T-track en faisant une intonation quoi.
Tu peux rentrer avec l'humbucker quand les deux sont en stéréo.
Ouais, peut-être une bonne idée, ouais. Ça.
Just a hopefully smooth enough way to get us into that first verse from the intro.
So we have this. The first verse would be this. You might notice that my comments for this song are not very helpful.
Super nerdy though.
It's all Star Wars, I think,
Yeah.
or mostly Star Wars. I think it's all
Yeah.
Star Wars. So yeah, the first verse. This is actually for the most violent song. It's mostly your vocals, mostly 3/4.
Yeah.
Uh,
So a lot of layering as well, usually, both with my vocals and Anthony's. It's almost all the time a lot of vocals at the same time.
Yeah, and it's also one of the songs where you actually do a lot of quite aggressive, again, strapping and lad type things.
Yeah, which I'm not a huge fan of during this first verse. Actually, I think it doesn't. It works okay in the context of the song and with the mix we did, but I was hoping to be able to get those harsh vocals with less layers and more intention and like in a rawer form than this, which is.
I think this one is pretty raw. This high layer to kind of make it less normal voice. The smell of my own decay, flesh and bone. Which is one of my favorite things we did. The smell of my own decay, flesh and bones are all I own. Hiding the smell of my own decay, flesh and bones are all I own. Burning the strings attached to my own body, limp and grotesque pantomime. Flesh and bones.
See, those are the vocals I was referring to, like those kind of mastodon doubles. Without those, the main take wouldn't sound that good. And
that's true. I mean, we wouldn't have that
oomph,
that violence to it. Yeah.
I mean, that's still something I'm working on with my voice. Doing this mid voice with a lot of power.
Drilling holes meticulously in the ship I'm sailing on.
Drilling holes meticulously in the ship I'm sailing on. Wait, what's great is that you still keep the pitch somewhat.
Goblin
the
pitch.
goblin pitch. I always found that very, very impressive. Just doubling the main melody of the vocal, right? If we listen to that. Decay, flesh and bones are all I own.
That's a good catch. Those effects definitely help emphasize the vocal melodies, which are kind of diluted within those.
Especially with what's happening behind.
Flesh and bones are all I own.
Yeah, it's nice. In the main mix, it's if you don't know it's there, it's hard to pick out, right?
But still, it pops up.
Absolutely.
Fucking love this riff as well.
This riff here?
That's one of my favorites on the album, I think, yeah. So it was a riff I had written initially for a death metal band I was part of back in the day.
Really?
And
That's
they
so funny.
told me it was too proggy for them, so I used it for Omnerod. Thankfully, it was not too death metal-y for us. I have a bit of a regret though with the guitar tone for this riff. I think it's way too scratchy to make it sound.
It's a little scratchy, but I mean, I think in the final mix, it just gives it that immediate intensity.
Yeah.
Like I don't think we sound like a trash band at all.
No.
Est-ce que c'est un riff à single coil ça?
Comme ça. Ça?
Ouais.
Pour vraiment, non.
Tu penses qu'on pourra au moment des quads ou du doublage trouver moyen de faire ressortir plus ces Ameron?
De quoi les points?
Ouais. Bruit, 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 bruit.
I think for this it works pretty well. Then we have this kind of saw bass. It was one of my favorite ones to record, if I remember correctly.
Fun stuff.
That was a good one. That one I liked a lot. This is like my wheelhouse of what I do well.
Yeah. Ooga booga shit.
Ooga booga shit. Check what we have here. Oh, first orchestra.
It's a very, very smooth fade out
It is!
for an orchestra. Very important, those bells.
Cannot have a Omnerod song without a bell like that.
An Omnerod
Impossible.
verse, an Omnerod riff, an
Exactly.
Omnerod bar.
Not one.
Not one single note shall be unbelled.
We move into first moment where Anthony
Yep.
is front and forward, but it's also the first time we kind of changed vibe.
Very happy with those sections.
Dance! Dance! Catch! Shut to make me buy!
Je crois que c'est assez violent.
Oh yeah, right. I wanted to talk about this part on bass.
Oh yeah.
I could have played the same thing 3 times, but no.
No. Kind of an ABBA structure. Always fun.
And ce qu'ici ça a plus un mouvement qu'autre chose, hein.
C'est-à-dire Ouais.
Passer un truc comme ça, ça va vachement changer la perspective juste pour ce moment-là, ce qui est, je pense est cool.
Ouais.
Et puis quand ça revient sur le deuxième couplet, on repasse au son qu'on avait avant, quoi.
Même avant, hein.
Ouais. T'as du mal, hein.
C'est un peu le mieux, je pense. Et surtout rythmiquement, en fait, il y a souvent une des deux moitiés que tu joues plus lentement que l'autre.
Ah bon?
Ouais. Je sais que c'est chaud parce que je crois que c'est surtout lié au passage que tu dois faire. Donc ce truc-là te fait soit de perdre du temps, soit de gagner, mais essayer de l'avoir vraiment le plus
Le droit. Je vois ce que tu veux dire.
I was hoping that this would be a slap bass initially, but
Mm.
I think it wouldn't have sounded aggressive enough.
I wouldn't be able to play that, but yeah. Yeah, it would have been really cool for somebody who's good at slap bass. I'm really not. This would have been really cool on slap for sure. But I think here the cool part is Anthony's vocals. Really.
My umbilical cord vanishes. The first of many burning breachers. Purpose subsides as I disengage. I am the worm now, I am the key.
Jesus Christ, Anthony.
I know, right? And beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Dramatic.
then we have this really cute little thing. So what is this? I'm sure people will be curious.
I mean, it's very simple. Just the same riff as the one, the pre-verse before it. But just on a higher string.
Okay.
And wah opening up plus flanger plus fade in plus everything. Just
It is
very,
cool.
very ooga booga again. Very simple.
Well, simple, I don't know, but very fun.
Very
for sure.
cheap.
Very cheap.
Very cheap.
Un bon petit moment qui recamette.
Oh, il y en a plusieurs, t'inquiète pas.
Let's listen how that whole situation works. This is so catchy. It's so cool.
Yeah,
Love that part.
Having subtle vocal melodies behind growls. I think it works well.
Oh,
Usually.
so I really love when you guys do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should mention that there's a fucking good triangle solo behind that flanger thing. That's a triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here you're hearing Pablo doing the main thing, and then you only come in on the downbeats,
Yep.
and then it gets more and more complex. In many places, those percussions are more of a flavor, not super important. In this part specifically, I think they do so much to the rhythm.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. They're very important here, and they do add this kind of, not in terms of tone, but in terms of urgency. They do bring that Slipknot vibe,
Yeah.
like making the tempo feel higher than it actually is.
Where the drums, their normal drums, the Pablo drums are aggressive but controlled. I forgot that. Pim pum, and then pum pum, pum pum, pum pum.
Yeah, frog.
Ah, he's so fun.
We added some feedback.
Very nice. Nice.
Yep.
That's really cool. Also, we haven't talked about it yet, but you probably noticed all of these are bass drops. So it was very important for Romain to have one maximum every 16 bars. That was so. There's one part here without it. I think it was a mistake. I'm not sure this was on purpose. So yeah,
That's what we call a bridge.
they sound like this. Them sound a lot more fun.
Yeah, so you see, we still kind of vary. We're not like using the same
No,
ones. every time.
I cheated. I listened to it beforehand, and this is the
It's a
one
nice catch.
that's actually cute.
That's a good one as well.
That one's good. I love how like, yeah, this is some new age shit, man. I'm just imagining the space goat, you know, and it's going woo. But okay,
Yeah.
it's probably because of this. That's classy.
Very. That's basically a mixing tool, just to bring some movement in the
Yeah.
pan. Yeah,
How do you choose notes? Yes.
how do I choose what?
That doesn't even a synth, but doesn't do.
That does sound like something Pablo and I were doing at the very end of a session.
Yeah.
We were just so tired and just playing stuff directly on the keyboard.
Yeah, sounds good. Leave it. I'm not sure you can hear that,
I
but
don't think so.
no, yeah,
Very optimistic.
definitely not. But it's still fun. I do love though how this molds one into another.
Yeah,
Like,
that's very heavy.
I remember, if I remember correctly, in the demo, this was rough.
And yeah, the mixing and the effects layers do add a lot of
Definitely.
dynamics.
This is so country of you. I'm looking for redemption at the bottom of my glass.
Yeah, man, you know, I've been hustling back in the day. Done my fair share of drinking, you know.
I think this vocal part is particularly cool.
That's a very challenging phrasing. I remember we struggled quite a bit with Anthony to have the right words in the right moments, and he did bring a lot of insights to it, a lot of cool ideas.
And
it was very challenging.
And it was very unlike what he would do.
Telling chance and grow, intangible and abstract. I'm looking for redemption at the bottom of my glass. The ever-inviting switches of burn is throwing near.
It's very syncopated, so it's
Very syncopated, yeah. And
Yeah.
not very strong accents on the downbeats or even upbeats. It's very in between.
Yeah. So that I remember was like, especially because you have to. I mean, he had to keep this intensity.
Yeah, and also enunciation.
Enunciation,
Those
not
words are
an
not
easy word. Yeah, not easy lyrics.
Singing very fast as well. So yeah, very
Yeah.
challenging section for him.
I'm really happy with how it turned out. I remember this was a bit of a challenge to record.
Yeah.
We can maybe look at that. Yeah, well, still pretty okay. We have like a few. No, yeah, quite a. So what I'm seeing here, what I'm saying is it's okay. I'm looking at the take numbers.
Yeah.
So like this first sentence is like take 26, 30, 33. So of course it's always comps, so the best parts of each take. The second sentence is 22 and 20, meaning that we started at least at take 20 and we ended at 33 here. So
Yeah,
it's already
so at least
13 takes just for two sentences.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is more than usual. Like with Anthony, often when he knows what we're doing and when he's like at the moment of the session when he's nicely warmed up,
Yeah.
it's usually 1.5 takes. Like
Yeah, it's
meaning maybe we'll get in the sentence, he'll stop himself, like, nah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And the second one is good.
He's
King the core of the earth, to where I must watch. I am the cage.
Putain.
Nice.
Come watch me. I'll be gone anyway.
Nice. Do it. Check this out.
At the bottom of my glass.
Nice. On a beaucoup mieux le S de glace maintenant.
he's very mindful about saving his voice during
Yes.
those sessions. So obviously, if he can avoid doing a lot of takes, he does.
Absolutely. And it's which is, if you're a screamer especially, it's a great way to approach this.
Yeah.
I've recorded a bunch of screamers who don't realize that it's not that you lose your voice, but you lose all the edge to it,
richness.
and you start having a bit of like this veil in
yeah.
front of your voice that everybody else can hear. At least I can hear when I'm recording, but they don't necessarily realize at first because they can still make noise.
Yeah.
They can still do this. It just doesn't sound as good as the previous thing. So yeah, let's just listen to this in solo. I'm curious what it sounds like raw.
as fate and intention grow, intangible and abstract. I'm looking for redemption at the bottom of my glass. The ever-inviting riches of mermaids drawing near. The architraves of search for lips, now my deepest fear.
And we have a little double here from Homer. Tape stop effect.
Very cool.
Yes.
Tape stop. Yeah.
I didn't remember that we had a tape stop in Omnerod.
Yeah. We
Okay.
do have a few of them. We should also go back to that extra guitar doing that verse, which is extra guitar, or no, it's actually in the effects layers.
Oh, I love that.
Very good sound mix-wise.
Yeah, it's that thing that really fills out all of the texture, because the guitars are quite low. It's very repetitive. It's the same pattern for once.
Low melody.
It's a very repetitive. But this synth really brings the party.
Very ravey.
Very ravey. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I don't go to raves. But what do we have next?
Then we go into basically the second part of the song. I always identify 4 sections in the song.
Okay.
First one being those heavy verses. Second one being this kind of epic melodic section.
Which is the one we're gonna talk about now, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Then third one is the crazy, super fast, chaotic stuff.
And then
the fourth one is the acoustic outro.
Yeah. So, the warp speed. Why warp speed? Because such a bitch. Such a bitch.
That's a terrifying part to learn and play.
Terrifying. We have three tempo changes throughout the thing, and they happen right in the middle of the theme.
And within all those tempo changes, different time signatures, and playing around with triplets and binary.
If I remember correctly, this one I recorded on bass. I'm not even sure. And there's like it's one more time when that happens where you did it, because it was just too ridiculous.
It just gives me anxiety to hear.
Do you remember you recording it? Because
I remember recording the. I actually had a panic attack the night before recording this song on guitars.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because it was so much?
So daunting. We had like one day to record all the guitars for it, and it was like. Fuck,
And that was like at the end of like 16 days of recording.
I think
Right?
it was one of the first ones. We started
okay.
with this one.
And you just knew you don't have much more time.
Yeah,
than that.
we wanted it to have it done in one day because it was very tightly scheduled.
Tu comprends pourquoi je voulais qu'on mette celui-là derrière nous rapidement, hein.
Quoi?
Qu'on mette ce morceau derrière nous rapidement.
Ça fera plaisir.
Ouais, hein. Oh, génial. Tous les matins de ta vie, tu te réveilleras, tu diras, ah, c'est chouette, je dois plus faire Commensal Fall.
Chunky album, and it was already like, if I remember correctly, you guys had like 16 days scheduled, but you
Yeah.
ended up doing 20 something.
Yeah, I think we went from 16 to 20. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
21 maybe
all
something like
guitar
that for all
layers,
guitars. So it's a lot. I mean,
it's a lot already.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot to record.
Yeah.
To be in this recording guitar mindset, and you're the only guitar player recording on the album. You played every part, and some bass as well. So it's daunting
It was
for
a
sure.
lot, yeah.
For sure. Guitars?
Harmonies, of course.
Yeah, and I also like in the beginning there's a bit of a flam between the two guitars.
Yeah.
Vrum, 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 and then they get tighter, and then they move up away from each other in the other direction.
I think if I remember correctly, I asked Julian not to edit this too tightly.
Yeah, just so it's even more
moves a
chaotic.
bit, yeah.
But I feel like the whole song The whole song is a little bit less tight on the edits, on
Yes.
guitar specifically,
Yes.
than everything else.
I think
And I think it adds to it. I think it
Yeah.
definitely adds a bit of punk. So
And we kind of, I remember us focusing more than on the other songs to have very, very tight takes, so that there would not be too much edit afterwards.
yeah.
And even if that meant, especially in the third part of the song, even if that meant recording one bar at a time.
But this is like a really cool riff though.
Yeah, and that's a callback to the first slidey riff from the intro, actually. So that's why, I mean, those two parts kind of relate to one another.
Okay. It's almost the same, right? It's just it sounds lower.
Yeah, it follows a minor scale instead of like augmented, but the rhythm
Oh,
is
okay.
the
Yeah,
exact same.
yeah, right. What does bass do here? Yeah, as you can hear,
Yeah.
we change tones quite often on everything, but also on bass, which is maybe a little bit less usual for some people, especially on metal. But
Especially within one section like this.
yeah, I don't know if it's. We'll have to ask Julien what he thinks mix-wise, if this is helpful or not. But you've seen it in probably other videos if you watch them. This is each time it's a different tone, right? And so this one changes a lot. There's, I don't know, 7 different tones here.
I think it's probably a good and easy way to indicate to Julien what we want the part to sound like. Also,
That's fair.
But
Your
still,
guitars are very much more similar part to part. Yeah.
yes, the bass
That's
changes a bit more. However, I think it made Julien's job of making the bass pop up throughout the entire album way harder.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I used Romain's neck for the crunch.
Bass drops.
The bass drops. My back for the rest. Oh wait. I get it.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Very
You feel it, huh?
Very satisfying. Yeah.
Very satisfying. So we have a DI. So raw DI. And then just a little bit of EQ on it, I think, and a little bit of compression. Nothing too fancy. Main thing that was always there was a dark glass ultra something deluxe, maybe, whatever. The important part is that it has speaker emulation. So you get that very greedy but filtered sound on the highs. So that was one important part of it, and the other important part of it is that it has a multi-band low compression, so that all of the sub is already quite compressed. It doesn't do the like like some. This is what they pay me big bucks for. It doesn't have as much movement in the sub. It keeps it a little bit more contained. And so it allows me at least to play a lot harder on a 5-string super low tuned bass and still get something that's relatively consistent in terms of low notes. And then the also board, but without, I think, the speaker emulation. A little bit of distortion on it.
Just a bit, yeah.
Just a tad. And yeah, that was without the EQ. Wow, I changed that a lot. I think on this, my biggest frustration with this album sound-wise, generally I think it sounds great, especially now with a bit of perspective. I think it sounds like it needed to sound, for most part. My biggest frustration with it is the bass tone.
Yeah, same.
I was really happy with what we have down there, and I just couldn't get that right on the final mix.
Yeah, it was so dense. The mix was so dense. We had
Yeah.
to...
So it's not. I'm not saying it's not Julian's fault or anything. It's just I don't think we had enough of an idea of what we wanted to sound like to be able to help him get there, and we were asking him to do the impossible. Allez. Super excitant comme session. Là.
Quoi?
Pas super excitant comme session. Putain. C'est plus rapide ici qu'avant?
Ah ouais.
Ah mais j'ai un putain de clic Pablo là, con. Ah. Putain.
Putain.
Putain et putain mon ami, ah putain.